Hello there, everybody, and welcome to Week 10 of the Pokemon SWSH Draft League. Alright, we got some big battles today. Some really big ones, actually. Not so much to start with, but we do have some big ones, especially in those 4 and 5 slots. Yeah. Alright, let's see. Battle rules, gonna be the same stuff that we always go by. Yep. Alright, first matchup of the day is going to be Licky Munchkins at 2 and 7 against the Pokemon Power, who are 5 and 4. Right now, the Power are in the playoffs, and the Munchkins are not. Things could change based on wins and losses down the stretch. Who knows? Battle music this week. You know, let's save Gym Leader and Tournament, maybe even Champion for the playoffs. I will do Tower of Waters, which tells everyone that knows that's played Sword and Shield which Urshifu I picked on this save file. Alright. Tower of Waters. Yes, I did put them in order this week. My brain was, I was just having a moment there. Like, is that the first one? Yeah. Alright, here we go. Let's see here. Making sure that our computer player is also good to go. They are. We got to start Licky Licky because that's been the tradition. This team always starts Licky Licky or Munchlax. Actually, wait a minute. You know what? To throw them for a loop, since we've done Licky Licky or Munchlax, let's start with Munchlax. So we might have Licky Licky later. Because let's face it, Munchlax isn't going to do a whole lot. Unless it gets lucky enough to survive a turn. Maybe it burns something with Fire Punch or something. Like, whereas Licky Licky could actually contribute, depending on what it is it was fighting against. Alright, Fire Punch it is. Going for lock on, so they're going to make sure their Thunder or whatever doesn't miss. I mean, honestly, that did more damage than I thought it was going to do. Well, I don't think we had anything that would have... Yeah, we didn't have anything that could avoid a Thunder or whatever anyway. Yep, there we go. 100% guaranteed to hit because of lock on. Didn't do as much as I thought it would do. Been pleasantly surprised by Munchlax's output and shocked by Magnezone's lack. Magnezone will miss the second Thunder attempt. It survives there unless it's burned. It is not burned. Wow, the lock-on Thunder was the only one that hit. Munchlax gets a knockout. I would have never get... If it was an Eviolite Munchlax, maybe. I would have never guessed a regular Munchlax would win head-to-head. And this is where it becomes a problem for our team, because the rest of our team... Well, even Munchlax included, our whole team is weak against fighting. So, we're in a bad place here. Yep. Our goal here is, can we get around Toxicroak? Like, that's our challenge. Can we get around it? Zen Headbutt. Are we tanky enough to survive it? We are. We're going to have to hope we want... 4 times effective if we hit. Alright, Toxicroak does go down. Alright, we're going to have a little bit of a chance here. Walrein is formidable. It is not a Pokemon that we really want to mess with. It's faster than us. Here comes an Ice Beam. I was going to say Ice Beam was a safe play by the opponent because Hydro Pump could have missed. Sheer Cold obviously could have missed. And now we're at a point where we're in trouble. I'll save Celio on the off chance we get the Rhyperior. Going for Sheer Cold. 0 for 1 on Sheer Cold. Lucky break there. Supersonic misses, though. Now going for Hydro Pump. We survive, and we miss Supersonic again. 55% accurate. We went 0 for 2. Alright, Walrein's going to get a knockout on Loudred. Loudred had its chances, though. Just couldn't get Supersonic to work. Alright, do the old speed boost protect strategy. Alright, I'm gonna go Poison Fang, hope we can poison it. I don't think it or Crunch is gonna do a whole lot for us here. No poison, not great. Carvana goes down to Walrein. Alright, Celio versus Walrein. Celio has Sheer Cold, but Sheer Cold does not work against other ice types. So, this has become an Earthquake battle. Pretty much, yep. I mean, if they want to use Ice Beam or Hydro Pump, go ahead. Yeah, Celio isn't winning this unless it gets like 1 or 2, most likely 2 critical hits. Nope, no critical hits there. So this is going to be another one for Walrein. And the Power are going to win 3-0. All right. That's the conclusion of our first battle. I mean, I'm not too surprised there that Power won. So, I mean, the scores sometimes are a bit surprising, but who wins is not always that surprising. All right, moving on to the next matchup. Speaking of another one that's going to be tough for me against the computer. We got Wailforce 1 playing against the Squirtle Squad. Wailforce 1 being the only team so far that does not have a tally in the win column. Okay, for a minute there, I thought we were having a desync. Sorry about that, guys. That's why I was doing up, down, up, down. Alrighty. Same lineup as the last couple weeks, so really mixing it up. Maybe under the Tower of Waters, the water team will win, right? Maybe? One can hope. Pretty much. I mean, they want Wailord leading, so just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. All right. Will Wailforce get their first win, or will the Squirtle squad keep themselves in the playoff conversation? Right now, they're on the outside looking in. They're 4 and 5. The Power are 5 and 4, and Nightmare's 5 and 4. Also, honorable mention, Ponyta outside looking in. They're 4 and 5 as well. Wailforce comes in 0 and 9, looking for win number 1. All right, it went Trick Room. I don't know if that was good or bad for it. Turns out it was good for it. Hydro Pump in the rain. It is going to hit. Wailord gets a knockout to start this one. Hydro Pump it again. All right, Trick Room coming in our favor there. Kind of shocked about that because Glaceon is not fast. But it's getting rid of our Rain Dance. I'm going to Rain Dance again. I bet they're not going to expect it. Alright, Earthquake it, so we don't have to risk Hydro Pump missing. Oh, it survived with 1. Of course it did. 1, 2, whatever it is. Dimensions are back to normal, which means it should be faster than us. They're going Blizzard this time. That'll take out Wailord. Oh, there we go. Easy knockout. All right, Wingull, quick attack. And these kind of situations are why you have something like quick attack on the Pokemon, even though it's not a strong move. All right. Okay, that's not so great for us. Kind of shocked it took a... Maybe it's because of Trick Room. I'm a little shocked it took them this long to get their electric type on the field. Oh, but they've made a mistake. It can't use Thunder because... Well, I mean, it can, but, like, it's 50% accurate in a Blizzard. I mean, in a Hailstorm. That's interesting. They're going for it anyway. Oh, of course they get it to hit. 50% accurate. Of course they get it to hit first try. Why wouldn't they? Oh, my goodness. They make a mistake and it still works out in their favor. How about that? I thought about putting in Feebas, but like Mudkip has our ground move. Like it's our best shot at doing something to this thing. Come on, Thunder. 50% accurate. Miss here. Are you kidding me? They're even giving Wailforce a chance with the Thunder in the Hailstorm, and they go 2 for 2. Well, I think this one's pretty much over. I think Electivire... Yeah, because they have a Sceptile as well, and the Absol knows close combat, so like Relicanth is gonna... Like all three of them are a bad matchup for Relicanth. Only hope is that they miss. Yeah, they miss under normal conditions. That sounds about right. They couldn't miss when it's 50% chance, but they miss when it's 70% chance to hit. All right, here comes Relicanth. You know what? It's gonna hurt us bad anyway. I know we have Sturdy, but it's gonna hurt us bad anyway, no matter what. Let's go for Amnesia on the off chance they miss. They didn't miss, so we were gonna lose this battle anyway. Our best chance there was gonna be that they miss. We Amnesia. Now all of a sudden we have a shot at surviving a hit or two. Not going to be the case. That's the ball game. Electivire with 4 knockouts. And just like the previous battle, a 3-0 victory for the computer team. In this case, the Squirtle squad. All right. Not doing so hot against the computer today. Granted, I mean, the teams I was in control of were a combined record of 2-16. And the teams the computer got were 9-9. It's a little bit of a skew there toward the computer. Hopefully that'll change for me this next game. This next game being the Fairmont Flygon and Team Garrett. Fairmont Flygon come in at 7-2, hoping to try and move into one of those bye week slots today. Team Garrett comes in at 2-6 after pulling off an improbable upset last week against Nightmare. Although my entire team can battle Shedinja, so I don't think that kind of thing's going to happen this week. They might beat me in another way, but they're not going to beat me that way. We're going to lead with Dusclops. I ordered them this way for a reason. Because I have no idea what they're going to start with, and Dusclops is the most expendable of the group. Actually, this is a team that Flygon could just about sweep if we got Dragon Rush to hit. Alright, Trick Room, because we're slower. I assume they're going to Sandstorm, yeah. Whenever they don't bring the Hippo, they usually have Gabite set up the Sandstorm for itself. Those of you may be asking me, why are we using Earthquake instead of Shadow Sneak? Earthquake will do more damage. Shadow Sneak may be a ghost move, but like, even with it being a ghost move, it's so much weaker than Earthquake, it just doesn't do as much. Alright, alright. Well, this is where that Trick Room will come in handy. If it doesn't dodge us because of Sand Veil, we should take it out this turn. Alright. Gabite goes down. The Sand Veil did not help it dodge. Dusclops gets a knockout. Alright, that thing has Sucker Punch. That's twice I've almost ran away now in these battles. That thing has Sucker Punch, so I'm going to use Trick Room. Because my other Pokemon are fast anyway. Yep, there we go. Say get dimensions set back to normal here. Sandstorm's gone. Dusclops will go down to the Shift Tree. I got an Iron Defense in there. They went for Hurricane and missed. All right, they're taking a while. What the heck are they trying to do here? Doesn't matter, we go first, cross poison, and Shift Tree's down. Interesting they didn't try to switch to Mawile there, being a poison type. Being a steel type, it would have negated my poison attack. We don't really have anything good against this, but we do have the Iron Defense up already. So I'm just going to Night... Well... Yeah, Night Slash is neutral on Steel, so it's just the Fairy side. We're going to Night Slash it and kind of see what we get. We might get a critical hit. We did not get a critical hit. But at the same time, it didn't do much to us. So... If we get this thing out of the way, that takes out a lot of Flygon's counters in this as well. They just have Manectric and Shedinja left. There's the critical hit we were waiting for. Alright, my attack's down. We might get a critical hit and beat you anyway. Didn't matter. Drapion with another knockout. Alright, you're most likely going to go for an electric move. I mean, if they pick Ice Fang and get it right here, kudos to them. They did not. Earth Power. Manectric goes down. I mean, we have two moves here, Fire Blast and Crunch. Crunch definitely won't miss. We're going to do one Fire Blast, though, just to be a good sport and give the Shedinja a chance. I mean, honestly, all of my Pokemon can beat the Shedinja. Like, they all have a move. So we're going to Fire Blast to give it one chance to dodge and see what happens. It didn't dodge. Game is over anyway. Aggron and Sharpedo did not play. That is a 4-0 victory for the Flygon. Not bad. Not bad. Finally a win against the computer today for me. That puts Flygon at 8-2, Garrett at 2-7, which sounds awful, but like again, the way the playoffs are shaping up right now, they're only about 2-3 games out. We got so for them, they got 5 more. So they got a shot still. Moving on to match number 4 today. 4 and 5 are the two biggest matches, 5 being the biggest this week. Number 4, we've got My Little Ponyta at 4 and 5, trying to get back in the playoff hunt. I mean, they are in the playoff hunt, but trying to technically get back in the playoffs. And the Harpers Ferry Haunter, who currently hold the number 2 seed. The Flygon are sitting back, waiting to see if they'll lose so we can maybe steal that spot. Mamoswine Flu also looking at that spot if they manage to pull the upset today again in their matchup. So, some big matchups coming up here. Ponyta rocking the same lineup for at least the 3rd or 4th time in a row. So I have a feeling that this is going to be an uphill battle for me, because this was most likely prepared for. Yeah, I mean, everything, gosh, we have a fire and ground. We're in trouble against a lot of that. Oh, I really don't know what to start with here. I'm going to go Togekiss. Because Roserade's weak against a lot of things, but we want to save it because it could help against... like, it's weak... It's a nightmare matchup against Heatran and Magmortar, but Roserade could help against the other 3. We could do a Hippowdon versus Hippowdon battle. And potentially come out on top if our fissure hits before their fissure. Bronzong could also help if Hippowdon plays against something faster. Bronzong's the bigger one. Anyway, my point being, I'm going to try Togekiss. Because really, except for the Grovyle, I don't think it's going to help us much. And they're starting with Magmortar. Okay. What to do against the Magmortar? I know that thing has Thunderbolt or Thunder or something like that. It's faster than our Togekiss, okay. Thunder Wave. We could Paraflinch it now. Because we're not going to one-shot it with Ancient Power. I think we start out trying to Paraflinch it, and if we get it halfway, we shoot for the Ancient Power boost. I think we hope for one more Paraflinch. Alright, it was paralyzed that time. Now we go Ancient Power. and try to get the ancient power boost. Did we get the boost? Did we get... Magmortar was defeated. I do not think we got the boost. Darn it. Okay. Well, we got the knockout at least, but the boost would have really sent this thing out of control. Yeah, that's what I was worried about seeing next. We don't really have anything that can battle that. We're just going to Thunder Wave and hope for the best, really. And it's faster than us. What else is new? Togekiss will go down. The Heatran's the biggest obstacle. If you can get around a Heatran, you got a shot at winning. My computer had a hiccup there. I'm glad that nothing was happening during said hiccup. But I think we might be desynced now. We'll see. We gotta go Hippowdon, right? Alright, are we desynced? Let's see, my mic doesn't look desynced. I'm not getting any sort of sound from the movement of the arrows. Huh. Earthquake. They're going to take Heatran out. Big shock there. Big shock there. I mean, honestly, though, half its health is gone. I'll take that. I think that they're going to just go all-out attack on us here. All right. Trick Room. They're going to low sweep. I mean, that'll just help us more in the Trick Room. Gyro Ball because we're slow. I mean, we're even slower now after that low sweep. Grovyle will go down to the Bronzor. Alright, Heatran's back out there, but we have Trick Room up, so we're going to go for Earthquake. I mean, honestly, considering we're a Bronzor against a legendary Pokemon, that's a pretty good hit. Bronzor absolutely did its job this game. I think we still have Trick Room up. If we do, Hippowdon should be faster. Yeah, we got 2 more rooms of Trick Room, so let's, 2 more turns of Trick Room. The mighty Heatran goes down. We got a male hippo versus a female hippo here. We're going to go Fissure. I don't know. Our Fissure hits on the first try. Wow. I thought this would be a like missed fissure, like just a fissure battle. We get it on the very first stinking try. Wow. All right, now I think that Regirock has Sturdy. So we're going to go Earthquake. All right, this game is going to come down to if Regirock can survive long enough to build up its body press. Even then, I think that Roserade beats it, especially with Energy Ball. Yeah, we've done enough work here that even if Hippowdon goes down, Roserade's going to win it for us. I'm pretty confident in that. Regirock takes out Hippowdon. Alright, if this somehow doesn't knock it out, we might be in trouble. But I can't see a scenario where this doesn't knock it out. Regirock will go down. My Little Ponyta with the upset of the day. That is a 2-0 victory for My Little Ponyta, and that will shake up the standings in multiple ways immensely. We'll definitely have a new number 2. It's just a matter of will it be Fairmont Flygon or will it be Mamoswine Flu. And Ponyta may be in the playoff mix now, like actually in the standings instead of outside looking in. All depends on what happens in the Nightmare game. Like there's a lot happening now because of that. So My Little Ponyta with the upset, they get the 5-5. Now we've got the matchup of the day. The undefeated 9-0. If I can find their logo. Where's their logo hiding? Raging Rayquaza against the 7-2 Mamoswine Flu. This is the matchup of the day. Raging Rayquaza will remain the 1 seed regardless of what happens. But if Mamoswine wins, it'll come down to tiebreakers between them and Fairmont Flygon for the 2 seed. If Raging Rayquaza wins, the Fairmont Flygon are definitely the 2 seed. So, this is already the longest we've ever had an undefeated team in our league, I'm pretty sure. So it's going to be interesting. I will fact check that at another time. But it's very rare. We've had one team ever in year 1 that had a 1-loss team. I'm pretty sure they lost early on in the seasons. We weren't sure they were going to be like unbeatable juggernauts until later in the year. That was Nightmare back at the time when they were called the Atlanta Firo. So we'll see if some history can be made here by Raging Rayquaza in our league. And if not, then things are going to get real interesting. That race for number 2, regardless of how things play out today, It's going to be interesting. I was told to use Frostlass as the lead because of them most likely using Abomasnow. That was the directions I received from the owner of this team. So whether they use Abomasnow or not, Frostlass is going out there first. All right, I'm 2-2 against the computer today. I won the two. I pulled one upset and had one win I should have had. And I lost 2 of the 3 I should have lost. They are using Abomasnow first, so Frostlass gonna take advantage of that hailstorm. It has the same ability as the Mamoswine on the other team, where it has increased evasiveness in the hail. Going for the 100% Blizzard. It didn't dodge it that time, but it does survive. This head-to-head is going to come down to if it dodges an attack or not. Nope, they're both going to go down. Abomasnow will get a knockout and faint itself, while Frostlass will just faint. Now let's put Hippopotas out there to get rid of the hail, since Abomasnow is gone. Yep, they were trying to put Mamoswine out there to hide it in the hailstorm. Same strategy. Now, it won't get hurt by sand because it's a ground type, but it won't be able to use its ability to hide either. Go for the fissure and hope for the best. 50% accurate Blizzard. It hits, of course. Lands the 50% accurate Blizzard on the first try. Off to a good start here for Mamoswine Flu. Going for the Earthquake this time. I mean, that's a really good hit, honestly. Gastrodon misses. We might be witnessing an upset here, ladies and gentlemen. Gastrodon will go down. Holy cow. Wow. They are making the one-seeded team, like the undefeated champs, look cruddy. Wow. I guess we gotta put Garchomp out there, right? Because Mamoswine, with its physical attacks, that could be a threat to Cresselia. We're gonna go Fire Blast. The Fire Blast does hit. 50% Blizzard again. Actually, it was less than 50% because the Sand Veil from Garchomp increasing the likelihood of a miss. So despite all of that, Mamoswine fights through and gets the knockout. Gosh, that had to be like a 33% chance to hit. Can Cresselia bring this game back for the Raging Rayquaza? It's the only Pokemon left already in this matchup. Here comes a Stone Edge. That's a critical hit, Stone Edge. Sandstorm is gone, so Cresselia will not get hit by Sandstorm. The only thing that Cresselia can do is try to build up Calm Minds. It needs to get to the point where it can one-shot everything, or else it's going to lose. Back-to-back critical hits for the Mamoswine. We're going to be forced to try to heal. We need regular hits for our idea to work. Mamoswine needs critical hits. A miss works into our favor as well. Yeah, Cresselia, getting rid of Abomasnow and Mamoswine are the keys here. Because where we float, like, Trapinch can't use Fissure to try and beat us. Like, the opponent is going to have to beat us with physical attacks. Because we have so many Calm Minds that the special attacks like Blizzard aren't going to do much, if anything. I'm going to try to cram one more in there. Kind of shocked the Mamoswine hasn't tried using Amnesia at any point. Going for Blizzard. I guess trying to freeze us. They got the freeze. Are you kidding me? That could change the ball game, like, immensely. Now it's going to take its time to Amnesia. Ladies and gentlemen, we could be watching something truly special. This could be an upset. This could be the first loss of the season for Rayquaza. I can't believe it got that, like, 10, 20, 30% freeze, whatever it is that comes off a Blizzard. How about the fact Mamoswine hasn't missed a Blizzard this game either? So far. Like, even hitting the ones that were 50% chance to hit. Cresselia finally thaws out. If it gets frozen again, though, I think this battle goes to Mamoswine. If it's not frozen again, Cresselia is going to heal up and have a shot at this thing. The Blizzard finally misses. I was going to say, it can't hit us, so, just heal up. Alright, Cresselia is ready to attack. Mamoswine survives because of those amnesia from earlier. But it'll go down this turn. Alright, Claydol is out there. I think it knows Ice Beam. I think that's about all it could try to do to us. That or Trick Room. It's not going to get a chance to do anything, though. There is a chance. I just realized I think the Glalie has Sheer Cold. If Glalie could land Sheer Cold, this one could be over. Glalie is slower. It needed like a Trick Room or something. Oh, we gotta get... I'm not sure the critical hit was needed, but alright. Man, I was gonna say, it did have Sheer Cold. It did have a chance that if it got lucky, it could have one-shot the Cresselia. And this guy does have Fissure, but Fissure won't work because of us floating. That's going to do it. A reverse sweep, as it's called in the Pokemon world. That is a very close 1-0 victory. Rayquaza has had 3 weeks in a row now that they've been on the ropes and found a way to win. That does make me 3-2 against the computer today. And they're 10-0. They get to play my team twice in the next 4 weeks, so we'll see how long the undefeated streak lasts. But they're 10-0. All right, moving on. Also, with Mamoswine losing, it means Flygon will secure the 2 seed for the moment. Like I said, I do have to play Rayquaza twice, so I could very easily fall out of that spot. The last game of the day, we got Team Leanna against Nightmare AC. Team Leanna versus Nightmare AC. Alrighty. I'm a little shocked we didn't desync after the hiccup with my computer. Usually that's what happens. And at least according to like the audio mixer, it's still recording my sound. So I'm not sure what happened there. Alright. I don't think we have a choice but to have to go Lopunny. I know that I joke that Lopunny gets picked first every time, but its ability to outspeed and headbutt is really kind of the go-to with this team, since this team refuses to mix up its lineup. One and 7, Team Leanna versus 5 and 4, Nightmare AC. Nightmare AC was on the wrong end of an upset last week. We'll see how it goes this week. Right, going for the headbutt strategy right out of the gate here. We did not get the flinch, but they did miss. Overheat is 90% accurate, so it does miss occasionally. There's the flinch. Another flinch. If we get one more flinch, a third one in a row, the Rotom's going to go down. Did not flinch it. That time it does get overheat off, and it will take out the Lopunny. Linoon should be fast enough to outspeed it. Should be. And it's hurt enough, I don't think we need to go straight in the double edge. Let's do Throat Chop. Rotom will go down to the Linoon, the Galarian Linoon. Tangrowth with Earthquake could fight it, same with Focus Blast. Getting it out there, though, is another problem. I think Linoon's going to have to... Either Linoon's going to have to go down, or we got to sack something else off. I'm going to sack off Lunatone. I feel like Solrock's going to help us more. I could be wrong about that. Again, I think our odds of winning this battle are not high. But I got to play to the best of my ability to give us a chance. Lunatone has enough defense. It does survive a hit. It's probably not going to survive this next one, though. I was thinking it would just Drain Punch us again, but that works too. Alright, get Tangrowth in there. Give us a chance. You know what? I'm going to call them switching, predicting the Earthquake. I'm going to Amnesia here. All right. I knew it wouldn't hurt much, but that's what I was hoping for, was for the defense drop. Dang, I was hoping for 2 in a row. All right, Latios will take out Tangrowth. Linoon. I assume they're going to switch to Lucario to try and get it hit by a dark move. So we're going to go Double Edge instead. Called that. As I say, we're not going to do a ton, but at least we won't boost it. I mean, it does have Drain Punch, so we're kind of in trouble regardless here. I mean, like I said, from the beginning, this is an unlikely battle for us to win. I have to play it the best I can. It's a shame, because Solrock's not a bad Pokemon. I've used it before competitively. I did a Rock Polish set. But, you know, the team combination has to be good. The planning has to be good. And there's just none of that with this team. Solrock will go down to Lucario again. Registeel and Ludicolo did not play. And that is a 4-0 victory for Nightmare. Putting me at 3-3, I believe, for the day. 3-3 for the day. So, not my best week. Granted, you saw some of the matchups I had to work with. I will be right back in just a moment with our updated standings. And here we are with the updated standings. Raging Rayquaza still out in front, 10-0. Fairmont Flygon now in that second spot, that coveted second spot, because the top 2 teams get a bye week. The top 2 teams are essentially, they get a free ride into the Final Four. 3 and 4 now are Harpers, Ferry, Haunter, and Mamoswine Flu. Nightmare AC and Pokemon Power hanging on to 5 and 6. But Squirtle Squad and My Little Ponyta are just on the outside looking in, hoping that someone will slip up. All right. So that's where things stand right now. Latios and Lucario leading the way for Nightmare AC. Registeel with a sneaky 9 in there as well. Roserade and Metagross leading the way for My Little Ponyta still. Walrein with an impressive 17 knockouts now at this point of the season. It's carrying the power, that's for sure. Raging Rayquaza. Cresselia showed once again how dominant it is. But we've had 3 weeks in a row now that this team has almost been beat. It's going to happen if they keep flirting with danger like that. Fairmont Flygon. Flygon now double digits. First double digit on my team. Because how spread out the usage is. Aggron and Sharpedo both with 7. Reggie 6. Squirtle Squad still Porygon at the top. Porygon Z. Electivire now moves its way into second with 7. Licky Munchkins. Pelipper still leading the way despite not participating today. Wailforce 1. Wailord got a knockout, so it's Relicanth and Wailord at the top. Harpers Ferry Haunter. Heatran still leading the way despite today's results. Azelf and Grovyle right there as well. Mamoswine Flew also with 17 knockouts. Mamoswine. So it's in the race for most knockouts as well. Team Garrett, Manectric, Shedinja, and Shifttree all tied for first. Lopunny in first for Team Leanna. So there's a look at the bracket again. Top 2 get a bye. And then there's everyone else. Upcoming matchups for this next week. We've got the start of the division matchups. I mean, they aren't officially divisions, but everyone's scheduled like these 4 were together, these 4 were together, these 4 were together. So, everyone starts playing everyone in their group now. We've got Fairmont Flygon playing against the Raging Rayquaza. I will be in charge of the Raging Rayquaza in that one. So either the Flygon's going to have their win streak stop or Raging Rayquaza is not going to be undefeated. Something's going to have to give there. My Little Ponyta plays against Nightmare AC. Nightmare AC is who I will be in charge of for that one. Mamoswine Flu will be controlled by me against the Pokemon Power. The Squirtle Squad will be controlled by me against Harpers Ferry Haunter. Wailforce 1 will be controlled by me against Team Garrett. These are 4 big weeks. These are the 4 best chances for Wailforce to get a win. If they're going to win, it has to happen in these next 4 weeks. 11 and 14 being the most likely since I will be at the helm. And then Licky Munchkins will play on the road against Team Leanna. I will control Team Leanna in that matchup. Same thing for these 4. These are the 4 weeks that these 4 teams have their best chances of winning. Garrett and Licky Munchkins still have an outside shot at making the playoffs, so they need to win these games. Wailforce needs to win if they just want to not go 0 for 14. And Team Leanna needs to win if they want to avoid getting passed by someone like Wailforce. All right, my record on the season, now 36 and 23. And with all that said and done, everybody, I hope you liked what you saw here today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, all that YouTube nonsense. And I'll see you guys next week with Week 11 of the Pokemon Swish Draft League. See you then. Bye-bye.